I am Sierra, and we are here at Michel-Schlumberger with our winemaker, Natalie Winkler, and we are going to taste some of our new release wines with you today. Shall we start with the Pinot Blanc?
Yeah, this is our 2025 Pinot Blanc. This block was originally planted in 1998. This is the first thing that always comes in the winery. Typically, we pick it third week of August to the first week of September, depending on the growing season. And what we're going for in this wine is just light, crisp, just really fresh and delicious, easily drinkable white wine.
Very nice.
So basically, it's the first thing to come in. We track maturity very closely starting about mid-July. And when we night pick, so we start harvest typically at 2 or 3 in the morning. The fruit arrives cold to the winery. Then we load up the press. It's whole cluster direct to press, meaning that the grape clusters just go directly into the press. We load it up. We start the press cycle. We use what's called a champagne style press cycle, which is really long. It's about 4 hours. And it's like slow incremental increases in pressure and then goes back down and builds back up again. And the reason for that is that you're trying to get low amounts of tannin in the final wine. And so we gently pump that to tank, and then it's cold settled for 48 hours. So we chill the tank down to 50 degrees, and then we rack off the heavy solids, and then we bring it up to temperature, and it ferments native. All of our fermentations are wild here at Michel-Schlumberger. We wait for it, we check it every day to make sure it's fermenting, and then fill it off to stainless steel barrels via gravity.
And how long does fermentation normally take?
Normally fermentation is anywhere from like 10 to 21 days. We keep the ferment cold because we want to retain aromatics. So like a red fermentation is usually like anywhere from 75 to 85 degrees, and white fermentations are usually like high 50s to low 60s, so like 59, 60 degrees Fahrenheit. And we intentionally keep it cold so that the sugar doesn't drop too quickly, and we're trying to preserve those delicate aromatics in the white wines.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. On the nose, it's super, super bright and really citrusy, a lot of lemony.
Yeah. I get a little Asian pear.
Yeah.
Very bright, floral.
And so this vintage was aged in all stainless steel, is that correct? Okay.
And the reason we do that is because stainless steel with white wines really helps you retain that like minerality, like fresh component. And it's a stylistic decision. If you age white wine in oak, it gets more width and more mid-palate weight. A lot of people do that with Chardonnay, but for whites that are intentionally made for, ready consumption, you want that you want to retain that crispness. Stainless steel is the way to go. Yeah, I get Meyer lemon, Asian pear, just like wildflowers, and it's just like long, right? It's not meant to be like overly layered, overly complex. It's just focused and tight, has good energy.
Yeah, this is perfect for like a warm summer day, just really refreshing, really bright.
Yeah, it's great for like a picnic or even like tailgating, White wine all the way.
Delicious. Very nice.
All right.
That is the new 2025 Pinot Blanc.
Yes. Crisp, light, delicious.
Okay, should we try some of the reds?
Sure.
So keeping it on the kind of lighter side, this is our newest release, the 2024 Sangiovese. What can you tell us about this wine, Natalie?
Well, Sangiovese is an Italian grape. It actually grows wonderfully in California because we have a lot of heat and sunshine. We have 2 small blocks on the property, totaling 1.2 acres. And this is kind of like a medium-bodied red wine. Classic tasting notes are kind of like dried cranberry, Bing cherry. It's medium-bodied, super food-friendly, not overly heavy, not a big wine, but like just really a nice medium-bodied kind of classic varietal. I love Sangiovese.
Yeah, me too. I've been really excited about the Sangiovese. This is our second vintage of the Sangiovese from the property.
And one thing I will say is that it soaks up oak flavors really easily. It's like a sponge, even more so than some white grapes. So we age it in all neutral oak, because if we don't, even one barrel in the blend will overpower the fruit, which is not what we want. We want the fruit to shine through first. So we use all used oak on this, all French oak.
Yeah, on the nose it's coming off super fresh and lots of cherry and tart elements. Lots of red fruit.
Yeah, it's just very red fruit forward. Raspberry, being cherry, dried cranberry. It's aged for 15 months on fine lees. And just like a really easy to drink red wine. Could even be chilled a little bit. I kind of like it at a colder temperature.
Yeah, we have a little bit of a chill on this bottle right now. Is that like typical for Sangiovese? I feel like it's normally a little bit of a bigger, kind of more earthy varietal, and this particular bottle feels like it has a lot more acid and the kind of bright fruit components.
It does. That's like a stylistic kind of winemaking choice, right? Like we pick it early. We pick it when it's fully ripe, but on the early side of ripe to like retain that acid and that freshness. And then we also just keep a light hand with the oak to let the fruit shine through. So it is, I don't want to say a lighter version, because that, I guess that kind of implies that.
No, it definitely still has like
still
some
has
tannin
that
and
power.
body.
Yeah, but it's very approachable, I would say.
Yeah, again, this is a great summer red if you are not the biggest white wine fan, but you don't want like the heaviest, biggest Cabernet on like a 90-degree day. I feel like this is perfect. It still has some body, but it has really like lovely fruit and
yeah, it's like velvety. It's got like chalky tannins. The extraction on this, we don't over extract. So extraction is when you're trying to get color and structural components during fermentation. You can either get a lot more out by moving the wine more and leaving the wine on skins for a longer time, or you can move the wine less and take the wine off of skins earlier. So it's also like a choice of like which style of wine do you want to make. And so
wonderful. Well, that is our 2024 Sangiovese. Last in this little trio, we have one of our member exclusive wines. We bottled about 30 cases of this. It is our 2023 Malbec. Tell us about the Malbec.
Sure. So we only have half an acre, which is why we only bottled like 35 cases. It's a wonderful blender. Like Malbec is medium bodied, but it has a lot of mid-palate kind of weight and fatness that like really can provide a lot of fruity filling, like that plush filling in a wine if it's too structural. But it was just so delicious and so easy to drink that we wanted to bottle half a barrel, which honestly from a logistical standpoint is such a pain. But it was really good, and I hope people like appreciate it. It's nice to have Malbec on its own too, because it is a blender usually. So it's kind of fun to be able to try the varietal just for what it is.
It smells so fantastic. Yeah, this is one of my like favorite smelling wines. Yeah. I feel like
it's got that like power,
so luscious,
dark fruits like plums, blackberry. But then on the palate, it's just very like opulent, right? Like it's generous. And even the mid palate, it like has this width. Like all this vocabulary, people are like, "What? What are you talking about?" But we have to have verbiage to like describe wines, because otherwise we don't have a common language. And this wine for me has like a mid palate kind of a width and weight to it that's like really plush and like delicious.
Kind of draws it out. It has that longer finish.
Yeah. Yeah, Malbec is fun. Native fermented. It's one of the first reds to come in, usually very early September. It's an early ripening varietal. Mix of punch down and pump overs to get the color and structural components out, and on skins for about 20 days. So
I feel like this wine would pair really well with like a pork tenderloin or something like that. Maybe like a little mustard sauce on it.
Definitely.
I feel like would go good with that.
Anything
fruit.
grilled as well on the barbecue.
Roasted veggies.
Yeah, Malbec's fun. I like it.
All right, well, that is the 2023 Malbec, a member exclusive. We only have a few cases left, so make sure you give it a try before it runs out. And that is the trio we have for you today.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Natalie, for tasting through the wines with us.
It's great. Thanks for having me. I could talk about wine all day.
Cheers!
Cheers! Yay!